Mr. Owl's Tootsie Pop commercial was one of those spots that you could watch over and over again without getting tired of it.
The weird part about this is that if you asked us what our favorite commercial was, we would both answer the same one, and it's slightly ridiculous that we would both pick this, but...
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
Let's find out.
1, 2, 3. 3.
Mr. Cow.
Yes?
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
I don't know. I always end up biting. Ask Mr. Fox, for he's much cleverer than I.
Mr. Fox, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Why don't you ask Mr. Turtle, for he's been around a lot longer than I. Me? I bite.
Mr. Turtle, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
I never made it without biting. Ask Mr. Owl, for he is the wisest of us all.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
A good question. Let's find out. 1, 2, 3. 3.
If there's anything I can't stand, it's a smart owl.
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
Back in the late 70s, there was a Tootsie Pop commercial.
Where a small child walks up to a tree and asks an owl, Mr. Owl, how many licks would it take to get to the center of my Tootsie Pop? And he essentially takes
it from him and he says,
like,
let's find out. 1, 2, 3. And then he crunches it and he hands him back the empty stick. 3.
When I was a kid, I remember that I liked watching the commercials more than the television shows. And I thought, well, that's pretty interesting.
It's been 30 years, and like the commercial's airing again now, and it's got such an amazing resonance with, like, even my kids today. Most people remember this commercial, and it's become part of the pop culture language.
I've always liked it. I've always liked really funny ads, and I love the characters. Advertising was always a different form of entertainment.
It's really a simple spot, really clean and beautifully designed, and gets right to the message, and funny and memorable.
It's all about the product, and you remember it, and it's about how the product tastes, and it's like the perfect product from the client's point of view, and it's the perfect client from the viewer's point of view, because they remember it. The return on the investment on that one commercial is
astronomical.
Astronomical.
I think successful campaigns, for me, are long-term. There's something that is so smart about what the brand is, that positions the brand so well that you continue to grow off of it.
Will we ever know how many licks it takes to the center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.